Hello, everybody. We are live. It looks like our image jumped out for a minute. Now it's back. So we're here. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Welcome to this episode of PEPTalk, Productive Environment Podcast. I am Andrea Anderson, CEO of Productive Environment Institute, and I am joined here today by Demetrius Farrior, founder of DFIT, Institute for Transformation. And we're going to talk to you today about how to love filing.
Yay!
How to fall in love with filing. Yay! Are you excited? Sort of. That's sort of what we're going to talk to you about. So give me just a second. Let me move that so we can just come on here and talk to you. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So first of all, everyone has that one task that they keep avoiding. And maybe filing is that one task for you. I don't know. Is it? If you're joining us, post in the comments wherever you're watching from and let us know, is filing a task that you avoid, or do you love filing? Do you love, oh yeah, I'm just going to go in and file. What about email? What about processing and managing your email? I think we all check our email, but do we process our email, or is that something that we also put off? Now, this is something in your court, Demetrius. Exercise. How many people do you know that are putting off exercise?
There is no number.
There is no number. It's limitless. Okay. So, and then there's sales calls. Those of you that are in business or sales, there's sales calls. Those are easy to put off and get distracted with other things. And then paying bills. Oh my gosh, nobody wants to do that. So Maureen says, hello, Miss Maureen. Thanks for being here. Maureen says, I like processing my email better than filing. Yeah, I think so too, because there's a payoff. There's some kind of reward. I think with email, it's like, oh, this is, heard from this person, or, oh, this is something I need to do. So it's easier, I think, to do than filing. Filing is just that little silent thing that piles up behind the scenes. So today we're going to share 2 simple strategies that can help you finally get those things done. And there's 2 concepts. You might have heard of one or the other, but I'm curious if you've heard of both. And they are habit stacking and habit pairing. Are you familiar with habit stacking and or habit pairing? Do tell while I pull up Miss Kathy Music, one of our specialists. She said, I'm fortunate that I don't have much physical paper to file these days. Yep. But I have plenty of email to process from multiple inboxes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So what are some of the ways that I'm curious to know if you guys are using either of these strategies, whether it's habit stacking or habit pairing. Okay. So let's talk about, at PEI, our people hear us say a lot, what's the next action and when? So it's not enough just to make a to-do list and put all the things you have to do down. We always ask the question, when, right? And it's like, well, I don't know. It's, I'll do it next Wednesday, or I'll do it Friday, or I'll do it Saturday. And so how habit stacking can help answer that question. And this is why Demetrius is my guest today, or co-host today, because he naturally habit stacks. He's been doing it his whole life, and he's going to share some of those things that he does with you in just a minute. But here are some examples of habit stacking, okay, that answer the question, what's the next action and when? So after I pour my coffee, I'll review my top 3 priorities. After I sit down at my desk, I'll plan my day. Okay, you guys getting it? After lunch, I'll process paper for 10 minutes. After every client meeting, I'll send one follow-up email. So that's an example of habit stack, or those are examples of habit stacking. You've got this one habit, and then you're stacking another habit along with it. Habit stacking turns intentions into appointments. So before I get into the origination of the origin of habit stacking, Demetrius, you shared one with me the other day, and I know you've got other examples, but share the one. Do you remember what we were talking about with the coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the number ones that we were talking about, the habit stacking. It's like, I really don't enjoy, I love getting rid of things, but I don't enjoy fouling, but I enjoy not having stuff in my way when I need to get somewhere. So one of the things I do, I guess I got real good credit now. So I'm getting a lot of mail from the credit companies. So I get a lot of credit mail, and I like to get rid of it. I don't want to throw it away. So what I do is every day I'll get about 4 letters from credit offers. And every day I get about 3 to 4 letters. I make my coffee about every 3 to 4 days. I don't make coffee every day because that gets in my way. I like to be on time everywhere. So I make a pot of coffee every 3 days. So what I do is I'll stack my mail on top of where I put my coffee filter at to make my coffee. So whenever I make my coffee, I go through and I cut up physically with scissors my mail. So that way I cut up directly what I need to cut up. I don't need to shred it. So I cut up. So while I'm making my coffee, I'll cut up and I'll shred my mail. So it's in my way. I have to get rid of it. If I don't get rid of it then and there, I feel bad about it, because I told myself, whenever you make your coffee, you get rid of your mail. So that's part of that's one of my parts of my habit stacking.
Right. That's great. So instead of on your to-do list or in your Apple Notes that you use, you don't have make coffee and then the next one down, shred mail. It's, you do those together, and you create a trigger. You create a trigger for it by putting the mail near the coffee pot.
Yeah. It's just like brushing your teeth. You just create a system you don't have to think about. So I'm like, I'm out of coffee. Need to make coffee. Okay, look, out of coffee. Okay, mail is there. Need to make coffee. Get rid of mail. It's in my system. It's just like brushing your teeth. And all of my other habit stacking is similar to brushing my teeth. I wasn't born like this. I told Andrea the other day, she was like, were you born like this? I said, I don't think so. But it's in my DNA that I want to be somewhere where I don't have to look for anything. I get aggravated if nothing where it's supposed to be, or I can't get to it. So I started at a young age. It's like I want it there. So what happened, I had to put things in place. I didn't know I was being organized. They didn't have a name for it. It was just being ready. So that's why I am the way I am today. I like to have things ready to get where I need to be at.
And I had asked you where that came from. Like, did you learn that from your mom or an aunt or your dad or your stepdad? Like, where did that come from? And we were having a discussion about that, and we were talking about, as children, there are very few things that we have control over. Maybe it's different with kids nowadays, but back in the 70s, we didn't control very much, y'all. So the one thing we could control, like Demetrius, you could control making your bed. You could control putting your shoes where you wanted your shoes to be. That's how I think a lot of things came out for you, is that is an area that we could control. And then you just carried that on into your life. So let me see what Kathy said about that. Kathy said, that's what I love about habit stacking. Once the habit is there, you don't have to think about it anymore. It is just muscle memory to do it. Exactly. So you don't have to think. It's just, we brush our teeth, right? That is one habit that we all hopefully have. That is just, you don't even think about, you do not have to put brush my teeth on your to-do list. Do you? Have you ever had, I'm going to guess no. So where did this come from? Where did the concept of habit stacking come from? Well, it actually was popularized by James Clear. Some of you are familiar with James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits. Okay. So he popularized the term habit stacking. Great book. Go check that out. But it was actually developed, the underlying concept was developed earlier by someone named B.J. Fogg. Through the term he used was anchoring. Okay. And there's a book called Tiny Habits. So we've got James Clear with Atomic Habits, and we've got BJ Fogg with Tiny Habits. And BJ Fogg talked about anchoring, how you anchor one task with another task. Okay. So I would love to hear from you guys, those that are listening live, or if you watch this later, wherever you're watching from, YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, and tell us some of the habits. Kathy and Maureen, I know you are on here. So can you share in the comment section or in the chat, what are some habits that you stack together? And then while you're doing that, I'm going to move on to the next concept, which I use this a lot. I have to like trick myself to do certain things. And this one is called habit pairing. Okay. So while habit stacking answers, when will I do it? Because you're going to say, I will do, after I do this, I will do this. So Demetrius, after I make coffee, I will shred my papers. After I brush my teeth, I will take my vitamins. After I send an email, I will make a phone call. Okay. So that's stacking. That's habit stacking. So, but the habit pairing is the one that I really like better. I don't say better. I think they're both effective. Is how you can make it more enjoyable. Okay. So this is one that I use. Before I get into those examples, let me see what Maureen said. She said, when I am making coffee, I do squats or counter push-ups to get some exercise in. I love that, Maureen. And Demetrius loves that too. You're doing squats and push-ups, counter push-ups, just using the counter. You don't have to get down on the floor to do some of these things, guys. That is fantastic. When I'm making my coffee, I do squats and counter push-ups to get some exercise in. And Kathy says, as my breakfast is cooking, I empty the dishwasher. Excellent examples of habit stacking. These are great. So for me, with the habit pairing, that's when you pair your habit that you're trying to create with something that is to make it more enjoyable. Okay. So we said how to fall in love with filing. What's something that you enjoy? I personally enjoy watching a podcast or listening to a podcast on YouTube or watching a YouTube video, something educational or not always educational, y'all. Sometimes I'm, watching the new crime series. So whatever that is, I will put that on while I'm filing, right? Maybe I'm listening to a course that I've signed up for and I'm like, oh, I can do that while I file. So you're adding something. Process email with your morning coffee. So having the cup of coffee and it tastes good, it feels good, it's warm. That is a trigger for me to sit down and look at my day, look at my scoreboard and see what's on my agenda for today. Walking. There's a lot of people, Demetrius, you know this, that want to develop a habit of walking every day. But it's like, oh, it's boring. I don't want to do it or whatever. I have to do it because I have 2 dogs and I don't have a yard. So I have to walk every day. But for people who don't, maybe walk while listening to an audiobook. Right? How many of you guys do that? Does anybody listen to an audiobook while you walk? I personally do not, because I like to, that's a time for me to clear my brain. When I'm in my office, I am usually listening to something or watching something while I'm working. But if I need quiet, I'll put on a YouTube video with just the ocean waves in the background. Got one on right now. You probably can't hear it. But when I walk the dogs, I actually get to walk them on the beach and I want to hear the ocean waves. So I don't listen to things when I walk, but some of you do. And some of you enjoy that. So Maureen says, I will file paper when I listen to a podcast or audiobook. Yes, I also do housework while I listen to podcasts or books. Yeah, exactly. It makes it go faster. It's something you enjoy instead of saying, oh, I need to do this. It's like, oh, I get to listen to the latest podcast while I do this, right? Okay, fold laundry while watching TV. Now that's a slippery slope because I will do that. I'll bring my laundry out here sometimes and I'll start folding and then something's really good on, especially if I'm watching true crime, and then I sit down. That's a slippery slope. You sit down on the couch and I'm folding and the next thing you know, I haven't done my laundry. Anyway, so you got to be careful with that. Be up and moving. And then another good example is shredding papers while listening to worship music or whatever kind of music you want to listen to. Crank up some music and shred, and you're not going to drown it out very much. So, but anyway, the point is you may never actually love filing, but you can enjoy what happens while you're filing. And then to Demetrius's point, you can love the outcome of consistent filing or consistent walking or consistent whatever. And so that may be enough motivation for you to do it because you get the outcome of having things organized.
You know what I love the most? The outcome for me, filing, whatever that filing is, let's say filing for me is I've done everything. And people, I am not perfect. Whenever Andrew say, "Oh, Demetrius is an example," my body is a filing system. So the thing is, if you take somebody like me that's really, really fit, consistent, I will be successful. I am successful now. I'm growing my success because I get uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So for me, I like the filing system because I want to be ready to go at any given time. I have my bags. I have my luggage. Mm-hmm. I have my luggage set for me to go and fly or go anywhere at any time. I love that. I love that I can leave my condo at any time. Mm-hmm. And that's why I love filing, because I'm ready to go at any given moment. I am living alone now. My kids are grown up. I have no responsibility. I have no pets, and I don't want any. Don't want any more children. Don't want any more pets. Nothing living. Only thing I have in there is luggage ready to go, people. So anybody needs help out there, we're here. But no, back to the point is, I love being ready to go. And my thing is being ready to help people. And that was my goal for starting out. My goal was being ready for the children, being ready to pick them up. So each season I had a different be ready. Mm-hmm. Before it was like be ready for school, get ready for school. Then it would be ready for work. Then it would be ready for children and work. Then it would be ready for everything. Now it's just me. It's lovely. So life has prepared me to be ready. I love being ready, getting and things filed.
You're staying ready. So like while many of us, myself included, are a lot of times getting ready to get ready. I'm getting ready to get ready, right? And then it takes us longer to do things or find things. He stays ready. So he has very little clutter. I mean, I don't think you have any clutter. His email is the same way. He's a deleter. He deletes everything. So there's sometimes I'll send him something and I'll say, do not delete this. Keep this. This is important to keep in your notes or keep somewhere in his vault or something. Otherwise, it's just gone. It's just gone. So that's pretty much how he is across the board. So
freedom, people. Let's get freedom. That's what we want.
Right.
We want freedom. The only clutter I have is my credit card alerts and paying bills. It reminds me, and I love getting alerts. Andrea was asking me about a class I took the other day from this young lady with AI, and she sends me alerts. I hadn't signed up for the class yet, but her alerts remind me to work on my, on my AI software. I love getting it. It reminds me. I love reminders, and that's a part of my pairing. Yeah, it's like I paired that. Oh, well, let me work on this AI generating my AI project.
Exactly. So Maureen says, if I live near the ocean, I would not listen to anything but the waves while walking. Yeah, that's exactly what I do, Maureen. And even if you don't live near the ocean, wherever you are, where you can just be out in nature, I'm not going to tell you what to do because a lot of people do get their listening, their audiobooks time in with that. But I like to be aware of my surroundings. For one thing, that's important to me. So I don't like to have earbuds in while I'm out with my dogs. Like I want to focus on them. I want to focus on where I'm at. And I don't want some, stranger coming up behind me trying to, I want to be able to see and hear and all of that. So that's what I do. But let's just talk about why it works. Okay. Why these two concepts work. Habit stacking removes decisions. Okay. Habit pairing removes resistance. And together they build consistency. So as you guys know, and if you're new to us, you don't know, but you will know soon, that clutter is postponed decisions, right? So one of the biggest postponed decisions is deciding, when will I do it? When will I do something, right? Well, habit stacking answers that question before clutter has a chance to build up. Okay. So here are some examples from the organizing world, from the fitness industry, from business and home. And I was just thinking the other one, Demetrius, with you, another one with you, is when you are at the gym and you're doing, I mean, obviously you do your weight training, but when you're on the treadmill, you're not just walking on the treadmill looking up at the TVs, right? You are doing things. You've paired your treadmill time with other things. One example that I love is when you've got your clients there, you've got a client next to you, and we call that treadmill talk. So that's when you're on the treadmill and you're doing some coaching. And if you don't have a physical client there, you're doing coaching on your phone while you're on the treadmill. You want to talk about anything about that?
Yeah. So what I usually do, I don't like calling it multitasking. For me, it's just tasking. It's tasking. It's just what I do. So when I'm there on the treadmill, I have clients there that I train them. I point out for them what to do next, and they come up to me at the big gyms. I can train about 4 people. I've trained them to do it, and then I just point out what's next. And then while I'm doing that, I'm checking email and videos that I've done earlier. I'm editing my videos at the same time, or checking email. But I have a to-do list, like what I'm doing at that same time. So I'm checking email. I have clients out on the floor coming to me, but I've built it so much. You can't do this overnight. This is something I've gradually brought in. I brought it in, like gradually brought it in. And it's easy for me now. It wasn't something I just done. You just can't do it. So through the years, I've gradually brought things in. So even talking to you guys right now, Andrea would tell you, in the beginning, I used to make these videos and it was like, but I gradually started talking. So, you know, pairing things and doing things now, you have to gradually bring those things in and just make it atomic habits.
Yep, exactly. Well, and we do that now too. One of the things that I do not care to do is talk on the phone a lot. I'm not a phone person. Used to be. Mom, you're probably laughing at that because when I was 13, 14, 15, you couldn't get me off the phone. But I say that because my mom is in the background here in the green room. But I do not like to be on the phone, right? And so but we like to catch up on the day, talk about our clients, talk about what's going on. And so now at the end of the day, Demetrius will come over and we go for a walk and we catch up, instead of him going home and then calling me and saying, hey, how was your day? Here's what happened. And I'm sitting on the couch and he's sitting in his chair. We're actually walking and discussing and talking. So if that's something that you can do with somebody that, you know, is maybe in your household, or a neighbor, a friend or something. So I'm getting my steps in on my Apple Watch. So that adds something enjoyable for me.
We're walking by the bars, judging people. Look at the people drinking. We're not. We're walking.
That's right. We live near the Carolina Beach Boardwalk. Well, I do. And then he comes over here and then we take a walk. He lives like 2 miles away from it. But anyway, it's walkable to me. So we go and walk through the carnival. The carnival is on right now. It's summer. And so we will just walk, and there's kids eating ice cream and there's people drinking, and we're just walking through the carnival, enjoying being outside, enjoying the ocean, enjoying the carnival, and talking. And so we have habit stacked and habit paired. So we're getting the walk in with the catch up for the day.
You want to know why I do that?
Why do you do that?
The reason why I do the walk after the gym, after I've worked all day, I went to my mom's, I walked on the treadmill, I pushed her in there. I have so much done. I don't like to get home early because there's nothing for me to do and I can get into things. So that's why I prepared my life to. I don't like to get home at a certain time. So I was like, you know what? Let's bring in a walk and see people.
Yep.
So let's go see people, talk about the day, bring in the next day. And that way I can fulfill my whole day. And then when I get home, I eat, manifest, pray, and then I go to sleep. And then it's the next day. And what happens then? I'm good. I'm working. And then when D wants to take time off, I'll take off like 2 days. 2 days, all I need, guys. 2 days. Anything more than 2 days, I feel like I feel normal. So 2 days off, relaxing a little bit, being normal, reboot from that. I'm learning balance where I'm not overworking and I'm not underworking. Anything over 2 days, I don't want to get caught up in it. So I relax for 2 days. I get everything ready. Everything's ready. I prep my meals. I get ready to relax. I have everything relaxed when I get off my vacation that I can go right back into my work. So my work is waiting for me. So everything has to be scheduled with me. It's all right. I remember back in the 80s, we used to watch those movies and the wife would be like, oh, you're working too much. Everything's scheduled too much. Scheduling, structure, people. That's what stacking and organization is. It's making time so you can enjoy yourself where you're not thinking about things. So that's what we're doing this. That's why we're doing these podcasts, to help you to get freedom so you can enjoy doing things.
Exactly. So here are some examples. Okay. Coffee, that's enjoyable. Coffee, go over your top 3 priorities for the day. Lunch, maybe you eat your lunch, you're enjoying your lunch, and then you process paper. And maybe here's the key. Don't say, oh, I'm going to file, or I have to process paper for an hour. No, 5 minutes, even 5 minutes. So after you've had your lunch, you're going to go through your inbox for 5 minutes, your physical inbox potentially. After a client meeting, you pair that with a immediate follow-up. Client meeting, send follow-up, because that's working on the relationships. End of work day, clear your desk. I know Kathy Music on here. She clears her desk. And I think, Kathy, are you still doing this with the Swift file? We have a tool called the Swift file. And let me find what is today? Oh my gosh, today's the 30th, isn't it? So Kathy would pull out her number 30 folder. Actually, she would pull out her number 1 folder. But let's say yesterday. Let's say last night. Kathy would pull out her number 30 folder that had the things in the Swift file that she needed to do if there was paper related to it. And she puts that on her keyboard, right? Do you still do that, Kathy? She puts it on her keyboard. I don't know if she still does it, but she used to do it. So that first thing the next morning, that's a trigger or that's an anchor. First thing the next morning, she walks in and she's got her folder. Now, the electronic version of doing that is having your SOAR board or your task management system in front of you. So Kathy says, I check my Swift file for the next day before I walk away from my desk for the night. Yep. Check my Swift file for the next day before I walk away from my desk for the night. Yeah, exactly. So let's see what else. Brushing teeth, stretch, or floss. So if you're going to brush your teeth, do some stretches or floss. Dinner, and Kathy, I think it was you that said this. When you're cooking dinner, you're loading the dishwasher or unloading the dishwasher. And Demetrius, don't you, when you're cooking dinner, you're also meal prep, like maybe twice a week, you're meal prepping while you're cooking tonight's dinner, you're meal prepping for a couple of days.
I cook dinner and breakfast and I meal prep and I wash dishes at the same time. That way, if I'm in the kitchen, I'm in the kitchen. I cut up onions, I cut up vegetables. I do everything in the kitchen. I'm doing laundry. I'm getting everything ready. If I'm working, I'm working, people. You might as well work. If you're going to work, just go ahead and work. That way you can sit down. Go somewhere and sit down. My mom used to tell that. Go somewhere and sit down. You're busy. So when I'm busy, I'm busy. I just like to stay busy. Stay moving, get everything done. That way you don't have to worry about anything. When you sit down, oh, I forgot this. Just go ahead and get everything done.
And his washer and dryer is right off his kitchen. So it fits the washer, the dryer, the dishwasher, the sink, the refrigerator, like everything is right there. So you're able to be moving and doing things instead of cooking and then go sit down. Right? Meal prepping and then go sit down. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like doing something and sitting down. Even when I was working, driving trucks, the hardest part, I would do grease trap the septic tanks. So I would have to dig up the septic tank, do all that work, sweat, and then go to the next job. And you're in the air conditioning and you're driving the truck and you're relaxed. And you got to go to the next job. I'm like, oh my God. What I would do, I would stay uncomfortable. Instead of getting in my truck from the next job, I wouldn't turn on the air conditioning in the truck. So I never got too comfortable. That way I was always working. Yeah. Never get too comfortable, people, when you're working.
That's right. So here are some common mistakes that people make. So when you decide to start habit stacking or habit pairing, and one is starting too big. So maybe I use the example of filing again. So after I drink my coffee, I will file to say after I drink my coffee, I'll file for an hour or I'll file this much paper. That's too big. And that is going to be really easy to put off. So after I drink my coffee, I will file for 5 minutes, right? Start small so that you'll actually do it. Trying to build too many habits. So just pick one. I'm going to give you an assignment in a minute, but just pick one to start with. Don't be like, well, after I do this, I'm going to do this. After I do this, I'm going to do this. And then there are additional things that you can do. We'll do another whole episode on that, but you can actually stack your stack. So after I drink my coffee, I'll file for 5 minutes. After I file for 5 minutes, I will walk outside for 10 minutes. After I walk outside for 10 minutes, I'll change the lawn, the washer clothes from the washer to the dryer. So you can actually stack your stack. But let's not get too crazy right now. This is just the beginning.
Don't get too crazy.
Don't get too cray-cray. So that's a mistake, is trying to build too many habits at one time. And then choosing inconsistent triggers, right? Choosing a trigger of, okay, after I drink my coffee, that's a strong trigger. But then the next day, if I say, well, after I eat my breakfast or after I do something else, you find a solid, consistent trigger that after I do this, I will do this.
And never drink your coffee standing at a bay window, because you'll never do anything afterward. Because the bay window will put you in a trance and you won't leave.
You guys know how you see those commercials or videos where the people are standing with their 2 hands on the coffee cup and they're looking out. Yeah, that's what he's referring to. He's like, why do y'all do that? It's neat. It's comfortable. It's relaxing. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Waiting for motivation. No, it's not coming. That's why we got to create the habits. Waiting for the motivation doesn't work. And then pairing with something you don't actually enjoy, right? So don't pair.
I hate washing dishes.
Yeah,
but they're always washed.
So you wouldn't say, while I'm trying to think of something. After I do blank, I'll wash dishes. But the pairing means you do something you don't really love, followed by something you love, or at the same time. It's not really followed by with the pairing. It's actually at the same time. You will listen to something you want to hear while you're washing dishes. So you might turn on a YouTube video while you're washing dishes, so it makes it more tolerable, right? Okay, so let's talk about a closing challenge this week. I want you to complete these 2 sentences. After I blank, I will blank. Okay, thank you, Eds. After I blank, I will blank. That's question number 1. Question number 2 is, what can I pair it with that I'll enjoy? Okay, small actions repeated consistently create lasting habits. So after I drink my coffee, I will fill the dishwasher. And then, so that's a habit stacking. And then now let me pair it with, after I drink my coffee, I will fill the dishwasher and I will listen to a training class that I'm very interested in. Okay, so I've paired it with something that I want to do. Okay, so that's just an example. What do you guys have? Let me see your examples. So remember, know the next action, decide when you'll do it, and pair it with something you enjoy. And again, the stacking actually removes the need to decide when, because you've already said, after I do this, I will do this.
It's not what you should do.
That's right. It's not what you should do, as Barbara says. It's what you will do.
I remember Andrea used to be like, well, you should do this. And people know how I am. When I do something, I do it. But I'm like, Andrea, I won't do it because I don't like it. Mm-hmm. And if I don't like it, I won't do it. So why should I do it? And then we started studying things. It's like, don't do it. But when I do it, it's like, okay, now it's time for me to do it. I feel like I want to do it. Mm-hmm. And so the thing is, people, it's like, when you're ready to do something, go ahead and start doing it. And like Andrea said, start with something small. Mm-hmm. And if you start with something small, you'll enjoy it. You'll get that endorphin. And then it'll get bigger and bigger. And the bigger it gets, you won't even know you're tackling a giant. Mm-hmm. You won't even know it's a giant anymore. It'll just be a thing. Yeah, exactly. So again, tiny habits, atomic habits, start small. Learn habit stacking, and then learn habit pairing, and they can actually work together
to help you get things done. So small actions repeated consistently create lasting habits. So thank you guys for joining us. We're about to end this live stream.
We're done.
We're done. Why you want to keep talking? You got something else to say?
I got one more thing to say.
Okay, what you got?
Small hinges open
big doors. That's good.
And that's a big thing, because I thought about it. Think about it when you go somewhere, to a castle, or you go to a big place, and you're like, oh my God, look at that door. But do you ever hear anybody say, look at those hinges that hold it? Think about that massive door that opens up to this heaven, or to this incredible thing. Think about the hinges that hold that incredible door. So that's what I'm saying. In life, think about those small movements to open up that big door that we can go into. Think about those small things that we can fix to open up that gateway to get us somewhere big.
That was good. That was worth waiting another minute. Small hinges open big doors.
Yeah, I'm like Joe Polish. Joe says, "Oh, we're going to end 12:30." Joe will end up at 12:45.
Or one.
One.
But you're hanging on every word. I love it. I love it. So yeah, guys, check out, especially if you're new to us, check out lesscluttermorelife.com. There is a short training there for you. Also, check out our workshop. We have an on-demand workshop that is amazing. So check out workshop.productiveenvironment.com, and it is all about helping you organize your time, space, and information. And you guys hear me talk about the word Soarboard, which is a tool that we created based on Barbara Hemphill's almost 50 years worth of organization methodology. And you get that Soarboard, you get that tool as part of the workshop. So go check out workshop.productiveenvironment.com. And last but not least, you can find Demetrius at DFIT transformation.com.
And Google my name. You can see me dancing while you're filing. Google my name.
Oh Lord, have
mercy.
mercy.
In my kitchen.
Be careful with Googling your name. DFITtransformation.com. And he actually has what we call a transformation readiness assessment. So if that's something, if you've been thinking about goals, fitness goals, health and wellness, creating a productive lifestyle in general, then definitely fill out the transformation readiness assessment. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. See you live again next Tuesday, same time, same place. And catch us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel, like this video, share this video. Thanks, guys. Bye.